Hi, and welcome to another episode of Women of Abundant Wealth, where we're reestablishing the destinies that have been redirected. Once again, I am so excited. And you know why I'm excited? Because every week when we do this show, I'm always thinking about what you want to hear and something that you need in your life to have a life-changing experience. We want your life to be so transformational. We want you to get the information that you need so that you can do that. We have guests on here. We talk about anything from child rearing to childbearing to the things that's going on in the body of Christ, everything you can think of. So keep writing in and letting us know the topics you would like to hear about. If you need prayer, also call us for that. Please subscribe to our magazine. We're just excited that you're a part of Women of Abundant Wealth. Now, you know the year is coming to an end, and so we're getting ready to readjust some things and do a couple of other things differently, but we're excited that you're going to get to see what's coming up next. Today, I want to talk to you about time. Time, I call it the POD method. That is prioritizing, organizing, and delegating. And it's something that a lot of us don't want to have to do. With the holidays coming up and the new year coming in, people are so busy and they're running themselves ragged. I have a guest today that will tell you why you do need to delegate, why you need assistance. She, guess what, is always assisting you. And you've guessed it, that is the name of her business, always assisting you. I want you to help me welcome Daphne to the show. Hey, Daphne, how are you?
Thank you, I'm great.
Great. I am so glad to have you here. I know you've been battling some sinus problems this week, but thank God he got you through it.
Oh, yes.
So tell me a little bit about yourself. Like I told our audience, you're going to tell us here in a little bit why it's important to delegate. But tell me a little bit about Daphne. What is your background?
Wow. Okay, so I'm Daphne Anderson, or Daphne Rollison Anderson, and I am a mother of 3. I am happily married, and my background, oh my gosh, where do I begin? I've got human resources, recruiting, payroll, and I was like, oh gosh.
Oh, wow. So because you got too many things.
That is so true.
She's like, what else do I do? Because when I see you, you do a lot.
Yes.
You do a lot. We met through networking, and that is so important. Networking is so important. Mm-hmm. Would you agree?
Yes. Networking can really set the stage and set the tone for meeting others that are either in your industry or out of your industry. And for me, being a part of Always Assisting You and having that as my child and my baby, it has really opened up a world of avenues for me. I'm able to interact with everybody, from TV stations to recruiting to small businesses, entrepreneurs, large companies, single moms, bed rest moms, anybody and everybody. Because basically what we do is we always assist you, whether it's your administrative world, whether it is payroll, whether you need someone to help you get your groceries, if you need some assistance in rebuilding your house, interior design, business cards, everything and anything, my team and I can either help you, or we know the resources and the people to contact for you to get you what you need.
Wow, so you're just like a big old mall, shopping mall.
I am. I've been donned the title of Jactress of all trades at times, and I kind of run with that as well, because I truly am involving myself in a lot of different trades and a lot of different industries and dynamics and people, whether they're CEOs to janitors and in between. We can relate, we can communicate with you, and we always have somebody that is on your level or that can understand your level. We never feel that we're too much or too big, and yet at the same time, we still get it done.
Wow. And you save other people time, because I know sometimes I'm like, am I ever going to get this list done today? And it's just overwhelming. You know, we live here in Dallas, and you're in traffic sometime between an hour and a half to 2 hours sometimes, so.
No, traffic is not my friend at all. Not at all. We know how to zoom and weave and get around, and we know how to do the back streets too.
Oh, yeah.
And so that also helps us, because even though I'm based in McKinney, we're virtual. So if someone has a business in Dallas or Mesquite, Midlothian, wherever, where have you, we're able to still help you with your work at our virtual office. So if you do not have the space, we can still help you and get the work done to you in a timely manner. And then for those that need assistance, whether you're a vendor of Plexus Slim or It Works or whatever, what have you, we're able to still go with you and vend for you and with you as your assistant.
Oh, wow. Well, that is awesome. That is awesome. That is important because a lot of times, you know, people want to do shows or they want to do expos, but they're not able to sit there. And so it's a good thing to know that there is somebody able to come and sit there and you know their products, know their services, and be able to actually act as them.
Yes.
Because that's the whole point of delegating, because you want people that are going to do it the way. And a lot of people don't delegate. I know my problem is like, well, they're not going to do it the right way, going to mess it up. I better just do that myself. You know, the superwoman complex.
Right. But when you do that, you take away time from either your family or other things that you know that you need to get done that you haven't put forth that effort and that time to. So basically what I try to tell our clients is to make out a list of everything that you need done within that week or that hour, that month, what have you, and then kind of scratch off the list what it is that you know that you could give away, even if you don't think it'll be done perfect, but still could give it away to someone else to do. And then what that does is that allows us to look at that list and say, okay, we can knock this out in how many hours or how many days and get it done for you. And it's not so much of a burden on you anymore because now there's 2 of you or maybe 3 or 4 of you.
Yes.
You being yourself, and then the other 4 are being myself and my team. We're knocking out the other stuff for you.
Yes.
So.
And that's what people need, because you said something very important, family time and time. So by you always assisting others, who assists you? I mean, who takes care of you? Because you know you're busy. When we come home in the evening after doing our busy lives, who takes care of you?
I am blessed and so thankful that my support team is my husband, my mother, my brother, my 2 sons, and my daughter. And then I have an extended family of, 2 brothers and 3 sisters that they help as well.
Wow.
You know, and it's different because I'm, like you said, I'm always assisting everyone else. So the few times that I have something that I have to do and I have one of them act as my assistant, I feel as though I'm the queen. I'm sitting on the throne because it's so different. And then I'm always wanting to help them help me.
Yeah.
You know, but it's not that hard because at the same time as they're assisting me, they're all entrepreneurs themselves.
Oh, okay, yeah.
So it's like I have the photographer assisting me, or the jewelry designer assisting me, or the hairstylist assisting me. And it's different because while they're assisting me and I'm assisting whomever, we're all still in this together.
Yes. And that's it, because that's the picture of God's family, togetherness. Yes. And I think when we begin to understand the unity and coming together and delegating and having all that, it works a lot better. And tell me what your clients say when they see, hey, I've got 20 hours, because I found 20 hours. When I started delegating, I got 20 hours back, and I was really shocked because I didn't realize I did actually have time if I would just delegate. So when I got that back, it was like, whoa. So what do you clients say when you come in and help and they see they have that time and they can get stuff done and have time for family or vacation? What do they say?
Thank you. And there's hugs. And those that we help virtually, we've gotten, oh my goodness, we've gotten gift baskets sent over. We've gotten e-cards for Starbucks. We've had Starbucks for 6 months and never had to pay for it. It's been wonderful. And that's on top of the fee. It's just their way of saying thank you, their gratitude way. And that's great because we're Starbucks drinkers, so we're okay.
Yeah, so you're okay?
We're okay with that. But it's a great feeling to get that that recognition and that thank you and that hug, and then those referrals.
Yes.
Those say, oh my goodness. And then those that are repeat clients of ours.
Wow.
So we have several of those. And then, you know, just the word of mouth, the positive word of mouth is always a blessing. And then some that, you know, that need your help. And then, of course, always followed by, well, I think you're too expensive. What is it that you need?
Yes.
It's not always about the money. And some people don't really seem to understand that. It's not so much bartering, but if your need is enough and we've got time to spare, or if we have a new one coming on board that needs to earn her stripes, so to say, let her earn her stripes.
Yeah, that's good. That's good. So your team that you work with and everything, how do they feel at the end of the day? What do you hear from your team? Because I mean, you know, I was in the service industry for so many years, and the joy of coming home knowing that you handled something for somebody that they couldn't handle themselves, and their whole atmosphere and attitude and countenance totally changed, and they're just so grateful. And it's almost like a life or death situation to them when you help them. Just knowing that you did that, that is just wonderful. So what do your team, what do they get out of it? What do they tell you when they see how lives have been changed that they're helping?
The biggest one that I've gotten is, what took you so long to start charging for this? Because I've been doing it for so long and not actually taking it as a career and as my path. They're like, really? You've been doing it all this time and you haven't been getting paid for it? Why now? It's not so much that I'm paid for it now, it's just this is the season.
Yes.
All what God has done before was prepare me for where I am now and where I'm to go.
Yes.
And for that, I mean, what am I going to tell God? No, don't.
No, I would.
No,
We can
I'm good
try,
with
and I
that.
think I did for years of like, no, Lord, I'm not ready, Jesus. I just don't want to do it right now. Okay.
And he tells you, yes, you are.
Yeah.
And
then he gets your heart prepared to do it. Like you said, he prepares your heart to do it, and you're like, now you just can't stop. It's like with the magazine and this talk show and the coachings and training. Sometimes I'll be like, well, no, I won't do nothing this month. But then in the pit of my stomach, it's like Holy Ghost saying, yeah, that's what you're missing. You know, you thirst for this. And so I can understand when you're out there doing stuff for people, it's like you're driven by this.
It is. It's funny because I've gone to my godchildren's birthday parties, and I'm always like, okay, well, I'm just going to sit back. I'm going to relax. I'm going to be the godmother. Can we fix that? Do you need some help with that? You need me to carry that? I'm back in mode. I never sit back and relax. Yeah. I'm always assisting you one way or the other. Do you know someone that needs such and such? Do you need someone? Do you know that someone that does? Like last night when we were at a networking event, someone said, yeah, I got to get more business cards. Oh, do you? What are you looking for? Oh, you do that? Yes. I didn't know that. You didn't ask. I'm always assisting you, and I love it because the name just kind of rolls off
your tongue. Yes,
with whatever I'm doing. It's like, hey, I'm always assisting you. Wink. My son was like, Mom, don't wink. But that's how I just kind of bring you in.
Wow, I know. And when you're talking about you're doing get that. I remember when you were speaking at one of my events that I was having, you came in and you started organizing stuff and you started doing stuff. I was like, hey, you're the speaker. You're not supposed to be doing all that. It's just like it was automatic for you to come in and say, do this, do that, do that. Let's move this, let's do that. And I'm like, she's not the organizer. She's the speaker.
That has to come from my background.
Okay.
Like, so you asked me earlier what my background is. Background for me is 20 years of executive administration, 18 years of human resources, 17 years of event planning, 15 years of payroll, 5 years of recruiting, 2 years of healthcare, 3 years of real estate and mortgage industry. I'm a notary public. I'm a CNA, CPR, TABC certified, CMAA.
Everything.
And it still rolls on because, you know, I'm a MOM, I'm a wife, a sister, mother. I'm a hairstylist. I mean.
Oh, wow. Just, it's enough to get, so you don't run out of things to assist people with.
No, ma'am.
Wow. And your faith, you're very strong in your faith.
Yes.
You believe in Jesus Christ and you work at your church and everything like that. So how does your faith tie into that? When you bring, you know, we're told in the business world you can't bring your faith in, which I do anyways because it's my business and this is what I believe and Jesus is my Lord and Savior. So how do you, because you're all over the place and you deal with all kind of personalities, all kind of businesses and all kind of people, how do you deal with that?
Prayer. So it used to be that I would shut down and get quiet if I got upset. And I realized even when I did that, I was internally praying because when I open my eyes back and when the next thing that comes out of my mouth, it doesn't need to be rude. I have to watch my tone of voice and everything. So basically for me, you start the day off in prayer. If you don't do it as soon as you get up, you have to do it immediately there soon after because you give everything to him that he's giving to you. I know for a fact my gift is administration. That's one of my gifts. I'm learning I have other talents and I'm learning that I have another gift. I'm not quite sure what it is yet, but it hasn't been revealed to me and that's okay. I can patiently wait for that. But everything for me started in the church. I started assisting in the women's ministry at my home church in Plano many, many moons ago. I started helping them with their women's ministry as a secretary, then became the church secretary. Then I started helping them plan events and weddings. Then I moved to my current church. I was in the women's ministry again, planning events again. I was in their child care division. So I'm always in administration. I'm always planning something. I'm always doing an event, putting something together, paperwork-wise, what have you.
So you just always knew. How young were you when you knew that that was a gift? I mean, when you were younger, what were you doing when you were younger? Because, you know, usually what we do as adults, it shows back then, but we didn't know until we really sat down and said, hey, I've always done that. And you said that earlier that you've always done it, but in the adult aspect of it. But when you was a kid, how did that come into play?
I'm a Sagittarius, and I'm originally from New York. So if you ask my New York friends and my family, oh, she's been bossy since birth.
Oh.
So project management kind of plays in there with bossiness and organization, because if it doesn't look right, we can't have it. They would always tease me because when I was younger, I would sit on the couch and have my skirt flared out, and you couldn't sit on my skirt because then it would be unorganized. It would be you'd be in the way. And then when we'd have Christmas over, no, you have to wait till everyone's here, and then we have to go in an orderly fashion before anybody could get their gifts, and then you have to record the gifts and write it down, who got what, and
Wow, so it's always been there.
Yeah, it's
you
always
was your
been there.
mother's favorite child, I'm sure. Like, could you please just
I
open the
am.
gifts? Can we please just open the gifts? Do you still do that with your children? Record the gifts and do all the orderly fashion for dinner and all that? Do you still do that?
depending on which child you ask. So if you ask the oldest one, yes. If you ask the baby one, yes. And if you ask the middle one, he just goes with the flow.
Yeah, who's ever winning, he's on the winning team.
He's like, Mom, can you just pass me mine? No. Okay, I'll wait.
Yeah. And you go, now what's the purpose of recording the gifts? That is an interesting task, but what is the purpose of recording the gifts?
So I can say who you need to call and say thank you to.
Okay.
Because in the bustle of all the gifts, you kind of forget who gives you what.
Yes.
And then if you have like the nieces over or the other godchildren, it's like, okay, whose is what? And then, you know, with their age appropriates, you kind of get everybody the same thing but different colors.
Yes.
Because they always want to play with your toys. Well, you can. You all got the same thing, just different colors.
Yes.
So just kind of jot it down because we've got family in New York, Virginia, Florida, California. You kind of need to know who gave you what. So when you call back, you don't want to say, oh, thanks, Aunt Katrina, for the gumball machine. Baby, I got you the sneakers. Oh, my bad.
Yeah. That's true. So that's the purpose of that. Now, when you're at home, do you let your children, do you let your husband and your children and your family just be them, or do you organize everything at home as well?
As long as it's not a holiday, you can do whatever you want to do.
Okay.
But the holidays that I like to organize are Thanksgiving and Christmas. Because it's more of a family-oriented thing, and I like to give little trinkets of gifts. So we have guests coming in, and we've had guests come out before, and we don't have a humongous home or anything like that, but even when you bunk with us, you'll have your towels for you, like you have your bath towel, and you have a face towel, and then a body towel, and then I'll have a little trinket, or it'll be a little bag or something that says this is for you. And it's usually, you know, chapstick, some gum, maybe your favorite drink or soda or candy or snack or something like that.
Wow, you got the goods. You know, we had last December we did a show, me and Iris, who usually co-hosts with me a lot. We did a show on the gifts and talk about the hidden gifts that, you know, most people say, well, that's not a gift, but these are God-given talents, and God gifted you to do this. He has to, because nobody else does this.
No,
but he's gifted you to do this, and it is a gift and it is a talent. Now, what would you say to someone that is like you, that people are saying, well, that's not a gift, that's not a God-given gift, that's not a ministry, that's not a, you know, something spiritual, because it really is spiritual whether people know it or not. You have to really be matured in the Lord to do something like that, because people don't receive what you give a lot of times.
Right.
That what is your motive behind this? Why did you put the towels like this? What's in the gum? Are you trying to get, you know, people can't receive. We're in a time where people don't like to receive, and it is your gift. So what would you tell somebody that that's their gift, and people tell them, no, that's not a gift of God. This is a gift, but that's not a gift. What would you tell the audience?
It is a gift. Anything that you can do, anything that you are, you didn't get there by yourself. God gave it to you. So by God giving it to you, that's a God-given talent, gift, desire, anything. Just look further within yourself. Get on your knees and pray about it. If you don't have time to get on your knees or you can't get on your knees for whatever reason, close your eyes, put your hands together and say, dear Lord, please help me understand. I'm not understanding. Open my eyes. One of my favorite hashtags that I do on social media is hashtag eyes wide open.